everybody, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Spider-Man figure, the Green Goblin. Now, Green Goblin was always one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, so I'm actually really excited to be doing this review. And I also want to mention that I have a membership program, so for $2 a month, you get a lot of extra stuff that, nobody else can see, such as blooper reels, behind the scenes, and much more to come. So, with all that being said, roll that intro. So here he is in packaging. I'm loving the packaging for this. So you have the old 90s style Spider-Man logo up here, which looks really cool. Got Marvel Comics in the corner, your age restriction, everything he comes with, a nice picture of the figure. And then, of course, you have your open window here where you can see him and all his accessories and your choking hazards. Come around this way. All right. You get the same logo from the front. Also the same picture. You get something here showing that you could do a head swap. A little bit about him. Everybody that's part of this wave. And then you got your legal underneath. So, whoosh, all that being said, let's open him up and see what he's about. Here he is out of packaging. So far, he's a pretty decent looking figure. I do like the overall profile to him. So now let's start getting into his points of articulation. So the head does move. You got his shoulder joint. Oops. That came right off of there. Luckily, it pops back in. So you got a shoulder joint with a swivel, an elbow joint, and you do have a wrist joint. All right, get this other arm up. You got a joint right here underneath the ribs. You have a hip joint, a thigh joint, a swivel here, all right, a knee joint, a swivel at the top of the boot, and an ankle joint. Well, even though his one arm came out of the socket, literally, at least it wasn't broken. I recently had one of my figures break on me just because moving a joint. So I'm glad he's at least not broken. So now let's take a look at his finer details. So first off, tilt his head up just a hair. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. I like the head sculpt, though the eyes look huge. They're very buggy. They really pop at you. I don't know if that's exactly what they were going for. It still looks cool, but kind of disturbing. All right. And then as you get down into his body, you got pretty much your standard Green Goblin look, which I like. I noticed they put a lot of work in like his arms and legs with the that type of armament. That I guess that's like a plate mail type armor, if I remember right. Come around to this side. You got his iconic little, lack of a better term, purse or satchel. All right, around to the back. Not a whole lot going on there. And then you get a good look at his arm. And back around to the front. So overall, he actually isn't a bad looking figure. I do like his overall look. He does come with a couple accessories. So he does come with an alternate head. Right here. So if you want him without the mask, you can. He comes with one of his iconic pumpkin bombs. All right. And last but not least, of course, his iconic glider. Now, this looks pretty cool. I like the overall look to it. Now, here's something interesting. Got this little ball here. You know what would have been nice if they would have actually came out with a stand for him, where the stand could fit in that little ball so you could like swivel him around like he's flying. I think that would have been cool, but unfortunately, they did not do that with him. So, let's take a look how this stuff works with him. Get him off the stand. Hook him into the glider here. Alright, let's try to get him in a standard Green Goblin style pose. He's usually crouched over the thing. Alright, usually has like an arm down in the middle type gig. Alright, he does seem to hook in there pretty well, actually. Alright, so that's him on there. Seems to work very well. It bounces out pretty good. Take this hand here. Alright, let's put the pumpkin bomb in here. Alright. Oops. Wrong way. There we go. So the pumpkin bomb does fit well in his hand. No issues with that. Okay. Get this out of there before it falls. Let's try the alternate head. Alright. Whoops. Alright. Oh, it isn't that this head doesn't want to go on. It's just the ball joint is moving. There we go. Alright. Get him back onto the glider here. Alright. So if you want him to have the Harry Osborn face, you can. Whoops. Damn. Falling all over the place today. Here we go. After I said it was all well balanced and everything. So Harry Osborn head fits on just as well. So everything fits pretty well with this figure. Okay, so let's get into my final thoughts with him. So first off, all his joints move very well. Didn't have any issues. His one shoulder did come out of place, but it snapped right back in. No issues there. So I'm not really concerned about that. All his accessories swap out pretty well. The neck was a little bit loose, so it made it a little bit hard to swap the heads. But overall, it worked. Didn't need heat or anything, so that's a good thing. And he fits on the glider pretty well. And he feels like he's pretty well balanced on that. So that's a plus as well. Plus, I do like the overall look to him. I think he looks really cool. Even the, really big eyes, they kind of, grew on me, but they do sort of look weird and creepy. But other than that, I do like the overall look to him. So would I recommend this figure? Yes, I would. I think he's a very good looking Green Goblin. I like the overall look to him. I even like that he comes with one of his, pumpkin bombs. One of the things I think I would have liked a little bit is if he would have came with a little stand, like I showed you underneath. It has what looks like a little ball area to where you could pop a stand in there, and then you could actually have him gliding around. Maybe have a smoke trail, his iconic smoke trail that follows behind it. But those are all small critiques. Overall, I do think he's a great figure, and I think he would go well with the rest of your Marvel figures. So with that being said, first thing I want to mention is my membership channel. For $2 a month, you get a lot of cool extra stuff, blooper reels, and a bunch of things that everybody else isn't going to see. Plus, check out my Marvel playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.